Good morning, everybody, from the top of this mountain. Right down there is Idlewild, where we lived for a week. Today, the water situation's a little tricky. We have water, our last water source is in 3 miles, and then after that, there's no water for 20 miles. So, we've been trying to take it slow, so 23 miles seems next to impossible, but we're gonna see what we can do. Yesterday we did 14.2, and I don't think I've ever been as tired as I was after yesterday. But we did get a good sleep, and so we're going to attempt to do that. A little concerned because I have some bumps on my chin, so my perioral dermatitis is still looming over my head. And I had sent my cream home because it was just getting too hot in my bag, and I was worried that it would get ruined. So I'm gonna have my mom send it to me at Big Bear. So I'm just praying that doesn't get out of control until I get that, like it did on the AT. But I'm gonna get up, get something eaten, and get on the road, get trucking. We only have one more climb, and then after that, it's pretty much 20 miles downhill to the road, and we're gonna try to get there by maybe tonight or early tomorrow morning, and then we'll have to go into Banning to resupply because it just took us way longer than normal to do these miles. But you know, we're just doing the best we can do. So we'll see you guys on the road in a little bit. Don't you love it when you enter the so-called wilderness and then there's a random porta potty in the middle of the woods? Alright, I just left the water. James is a little behind me. But I've got, I think like 5.5 liters. Because we have a 20-mile carry coming up. And so, if we try to make it to the next water source, it'll be an over 23-mile day. Which is gonna be the longest day yet out here. And this is gonna be a rough day, but luckily most of the climbing is over. We're just gonna be gradually going downhill, so hopefully it's back to easy miles. We're just gonna see what happens. It's also really cold. I had to put my alpacas on because it's like barely 50 degrees up here. So I'm hoping it warms up a little bit too when we get down to the lower elevation. But it's a perfect day. It's so cool. You can see just the blanket of clouds. It's actually kind of risen, but there's been a blanket of clouds over the towns down there this morning. We're like over 8,000 feet in the air, so we're above the clouds. And I love this section. The trees, so great. I always like to show y'all where we're going. You see down there, there's a big wind farm, and that is where we're headed. Looks like straight up desert. Have you ever gone on a long hike and kind of in the middle of it and you just become so zoned in on the moment and your legs are moving but you're kind of just there? You're on a ride almost, and your brain kind of just mellows out and you can start thinking about something, but you don't want to think about that anymore. You reel yourself back in and you look up and you see the wind blowing and you look down and you see your feet moving. And you look at the ground and you see lizards or birds or critters running about. And in that moment you realize you're just happy, like deep down to the core, just grateful and happy to be alive and on this planet. Because that's what I'm feeling right now. And I'm looking up at this beautiful mountain and the sun is shining on me and I'm just so happy. This is why I love to be outside. This is why I love to hike. This is why I love to thru hike. It's days like this, amidst all of the struggles that you go through out here, because you're bound to run into them. But if you can just push past that physically and mentally, because you know moments like this are going to be ahead and it makes everything so worth it. I'm just, no words to describe how I feel right now. All right, welcome to the first official night hike of the PCT. And that's Palm Springs down there, and a bunch of traffic. Woo! We made it to the road. We just passed the water faucet, and yeah, we're about to call an Uber, hopefully. It's like almost 10 o'clock. And see if we can't get into town to get some freaking in and out. Oh yeah, you had to like make a U-turn.
I had to go down and make a U-turn, and I was like, oh no.
All right, y'all. We made it to Banning. I said this trail has chewed us up and spit us out. And tonight we're gonna show the trail who's boss. So we did it 24 miles to the road, and we got there a little before 10. And there was comments on Far Out that said pretty easy Uber. So we tried the Uber. We got this awesome Uber driver. She was so cool. And then she took us to this place, this hotel, who was also really cool. They gave us a huge discount. Because we walked in looking all sad and sorry, and she was like, oh, you guys are hiking and everything. So now we're ordering food. I'm so tired, and we're probably taking a 0 tomorrow. But what do you say? Like, we needed this day to like up our spirits. What's that word?
Boost morale.
Oh yeah, we needed this day to boost our morale because we were feeling like down in the dumps, and I needed this day. And tomorrow I will be a self-care day and I'll take care of my body, but we needed a day to boost our morale. And we did it, and I feel good, even though I'm so tired, but all of this is worth it, and I'm super happy. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night. Bye.